making living. Our topic for today's presentation is what you need to set up your sanctum. Before I begin with the things you need to set up your sanctum, I want to share a personal story. After I got married, I put away my sanctum. I do not recall the exact reason why I did that, but probably it was because I didn't want to confuse my spouse with another way of life. I wanted to stay with the way of life she knew, so that there is no friction in the relationship, something like that. But after 20 years, I became very frustrated with life, because many people experience the meaninglessness of life, and things sometimes not working the way you wanted them to work, and all the negative experiences in my life during that period just kept and poured on me. So I became reactive and I became very negative. So I thought I must be sick. Because I am one of the most positive planets. One of the most positive people on this planet. But all of a sudden, this thing is happening to me. So I really didn't know how to handle it. So one day, a thought just crossed my mind. Why not set up your sanctum? Wow, that put a smile on my face. Immediately that thought came to me. Why not set up your sanctum? Again. So, I did not immediately set up the sanctum, because I needed a desk and I also needed a tablecloth. So it took me about a couple of months or even more, I don't remember, to gather all these materials, and finally was able to set up my sanctum. When I set up the sanctum, this is the sanctum you are seeing here. This is the one. When I set up the sanctum, all of a sudden, kind of a positive energy took over me. So I kept it to myself. I didn't want to rush. So one day, our daughter came to visit me in the office. 2 days after I set up the sanctum, actually. 2 days after I set up the sanctum, our daughter came to the office to visit. And the first thing she noticed was my positive outlook. Daddy, you are happy. That was, then I had to tell her exactly what happened. And that is my story. And that is why I'm trying to share this thing with you. I know we all have our ways of looking at things. But in most cases, the way we look at things are not from our inner self, the self. We look at things from the perspective of society, the culture in which we grew up. And of course, in most cases, these thoughts are recycled. We always recycle the thoughts. There are new ideas because we are not learning from the self within. We are learning from an external environment. See? The truth is, until you look at things from your own perspective, from the inner self, you will always continue to recycle the thoughts of society and the culture. And I'm trying my best to share this way of life with you because I know it is going to change your life. Presently, you have tried so many things, and in the past, you have failed. You failed because they were not your ideas. They were the ideas given to you by society or by your culture or other people. So what I'm trying to share with you is a way of life that puts you on the driver's seat. Thus, instead of trying different things from different so-called gurus and to find out what works, you want to try a way of life that works all the time. You want to try a way of life that works all the time. It's a way of life that prospers you, a way of life that motivates you, a way of life that gives you peace, inner peace, a way of life that makes you happy, and a way of life that expands your consciousness. See, that way of life begins by setting up your sanctum. That way of life begins by setting up your sanctum. Remember Joseph Campbell? Joseph Campbell. What he said, this is the place of creative incubation. At first, you might find that nothing is happening, but if you have a sacred place and use it and take advantage of it, something will happen. So, now what do you need to set up your sanctum? At least to begin with, you need a corner in your bedroom or in your family room or in your living room or a child's room. You can also use a corner in an attic or in the basement. However, if you do not have a corner yet in any place, still stay with me, because we are going to use this information to set up your inner sanctum. Okay. So these are the things you need to start to set up your sanctum. Number one, you need a desk and a chair. Okay, you can see the desk and the chair there. Okay, then you need a tablecloth. This is the exact tablecloth I use. I brought it just for this presentation. You need a tablecloth. Okay. Okay. With the tablecloth, you use it to cover the surface of the desk so that it looks. In fact, one thing I want to emphasize here is that you want to decorate your sanctum in such a way that, in fact, it is the most attractive, most beautiful spot in your home. Yes, I want you to know that. So you can choose a color that really attracts you. I use white. Okay. Then you need the picture of a saint. The picture of a saint. Okay. That is the healing Christ. Actually, I used the healing Christ when I first started. So you can use any savior, any God, to help you, more especially if you are dealing with personal issues. Yeah, because the saviors and the gods, they have powers. Yeah, and you can imbibe those powers. Those powers can help you, yeah, to overcome whatever problems you are facing. Okay, you can also use the picture of a saint, an angel. You can use a wedding picture of your family. Yeah, you can use a family picture. Okay, you can use your parents' photo. Okay, you can use any of your favorite photos. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It's just your preference. Yeah, for those who are dealing with personal issues, I recommend the saviors, the gods. Yeah, in fact, I have several of them. I will show you some of the gods as we go along, because they specialize in different areas. Okay, like Avalokiteshvara, that the Lord who looks down with compassion, who looks down on all beings with compassion. So somebody who is battling with maybe helplessness or some kind of personal issue, yeah, you can use Avalokiteshvara as one of the saviors on your altar. Okay. Okay. Now you can also use a picture of a sunset, sunrise, river, flowers, trees, plants, squirrel, pet, snow-capped mountain. Yeah. Yeah. Anything that makes you happy. Yeah. Just use it. Really. Then candles. You need candles, candle holders, incense, and a clock. Okay, these are some candles that I use, that I brought here. These are brand new candles. Okay, you need a candle holder. These are the candle holders that I use. Okay, yeah, the two of them, as you can see in the picture. Then of course, you need the candle holders and candles. These are the candles. Okay. Then you can also use an incense burner. Okay, this is an incense burner. Okay. It doesn't have to be like this. Any incense burner that you love. Yeah, and of course you need an incense. I use this kind. That is just a very small, but you can also use this one, the one that comes in long sticks. Yeah, you can also use that one depending on your preferences. Okay. All right. Symbol. Can also use candle. Okay. You can also use a candle snuffer. Okay, that's this one. Okay. Yeah. Do not blow the candles when you are getting out of the sanctum. Do not blow off the sanctum. Actually, they recommend using your hand to put it off. But if you cannot use your hand, you can just use the candle snuffer to put it off. Okay. Okay. Then you need a mirror. I don't have a mirror here, but you need a mirror. You'll use the mirror during the dedication. Use the mirror during the dedication. Then you need for the dedication. You can also use a robe. I don't have my robe here, but I use a black robe with golden stripes. Yeah, you can use any color you want. Yeah. Okay, then you can use a symbol of spiritual significance, like the cross. Okay, the cross can be for Christianity. Yeah. Okay, that is the cross on which Jesus was crucified. You can represent that if you're a Christian. Even if you're not a Christian, yeah, you can use the cross. Yeah. Then what I use actually is the cross on which the rose was crucified. Okay, there is also the cross on which the earth is crucified. So it's just your preference, whichever cross you want to use. It really doesn't matter. Remember, this is your life. You're not trying to take what other people have put there. You want to use the items that motivate you, items that give you the best outlook in life. So you make the choices according to the dictates of your life. Okay. Then the sacred texts. Yeah, I use a lot of the sacred texts. These are them. Okay, this is the Upanishads. Okay. This is the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching, yeah. Okay, this is not very popular. It's the Tanakh. The Tanakh actually is the Old Testament. Yeah, I learned about it when I took my world religion class. So I have had a copy since then. It is the Old Testament, but it's the Tanakh. So you can have that. Then I do have the Analects of Confucius. Yeah. Then there's the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita. And of course the Dhammapada. Okay. Then of course I do have the Holy Bible also. Yeah, actually I brought this all the way from Nigeria, so it has been with me for over 30 years. Okay. Then okay, this is the Universal Holy Book. I edited this book. Yeah, it has the universal scriptures of the world, at least some of them, not sectarian. So before I put a teaching in this book, I made sure that the idea can be applied anywhere in the world. Ideas of love, something like that. See, so this is the Universal Holy Book. Okay, I have that also. Then of course this is the Rig Veda, the Rig Veda. Okay. And then you have the Quran. The Quran. Yeah. So that's it. Okay, then you also need a diary. You need a pen, a writing pad. In fact, I have this a writing pad. I brought all of them. This diary, I have all these by my Sanctum, actually in the drawers. Yeah, you can use all these. Yeah. Then, yeah, those, in fact, those are, then you, of course, you need music. A music player, then you need CDs. Spiritual music is very good, more especially in the morning when you wake up. As you clean up or have a shower, you want to set the mood. So while the spiritual music is going on in the bedroom, in the background, it puts you in the mood so that when you go into the sanctum, you are almost ready. Okay. Okay, and what else? I think I probably have shown you everything. Of course, you need a lighter. Yeah, of course, you need a lighter. I don't want to forget that. Can we do that? Well, okay, let's see. Let's try another one that works. That's more like it. This one works. So you need a lighter, but be careful with the lighter so that you don't cause any accident. Okay? Okay. So, I want you to know, I'm showing you all these things. It's a life that I have lived, though I abandoned it for some time, but it's back, and I'm happy. So what I'm trying to share with you, that the universe or universal love has given you a very clean slate to write on. You do not need to write on it what society or the culture tells you. You have to go to the very source of life. Yeah. To get information to write on that slate. See. And of course, I can just say that the choice is yours, really. See, you can follow society and stay in a miserable condition throughout your life, or go to the source. And that source begins with setting up a sanctum where you can communicate with the self until the self becomes part of you. You see, the book Unto Thee I Grant teaches us that the noblest employment of the mind of man is the study of the works of his creator. Okay. You do not study by recycling the experiences of others. You need a first-hand experience, and that experience begins with knowing who you are. The purpose of Awakened Living is to help us to live well in this world. Awakened Living is sponsored by Unism. You are loved without conditions, and you are blessed without requirements. Thank you for listening, and may you experience cosmic peace. In the name of love, the earth, and the universe. Join me next time for another episode of Awakened Living. Thank you.